For the past 30 years, Neon Genesis Evangelion has had this running joke about how Shinji is a weak little bitch and how he can't seem to just get in the giant robot, how he can't face any of the responsibility. But I think there's a very deep sense of underlying similarity between Shinji Ikari and the modern young man. And there are primarily 3 or 4 ways in which I think that Shinji Ikari represents the modern young male and the struggles that they face in the society of today. And one of the first and most prominent ways that we see this is at the start of the show when Shinji is asked to, pilot the Eva, and he does not want to do that, and he only agrees to do that when he sees another teenager who is injured while piloting that, and he feels like maybe if he does this thing, then it would be less of a burden on other people and he would not, nobody will get hurt because of him, which is really like a coward or beta way to think about it. But the thing is that a lot of modern young males also feel this sense of purposelessness, and one of the main reasons for that is that there is no prominent father figure in a lot of our homes. I think that a lot of males of today don't even realize the good qualities in their own father because they haven't really had a chance to try to get to know him, even though he is right there in their home all this time. And another reason is that, of course, like as we are in the 2022 generation, like we are consumed with this technology, with these screens. It gets really hard to just get out of that bubble and actually interact with people. And another major similarity is that the young male of today does not want to accept any responsibility, does not want to do hard things. And again, this is primarily attributed to the really comfortable lives that we live today. Everything is at the touch of a button. You can see whatever you want to see, you can be wherever you want to be within seconds. And there's basically, like, if you imagine the average life of a young teenager, the most difficult thing that guy has to do is his homework, and that's really not much, especially in terms of like physical exertion. So this has made a lot of the young males really docile. They don't want to do hard things. They are afraid and reluctant to also take upon the leadership role, which is really essential for a man. And with Shinji, we see this when he is basically, he just thinks that he is just a child. He is not old enough to bear these responsibilities, and he is right to some extent. But the thing is that when you're a man at that age especially, and when there's basically women of your age as well, and they are more brave than you, they are more responsible than you, then I would genuinely think that you should feel some shame as a man, and you should be more courageous, and you should be able to step in, take the lead, do whatever is expected of you, even if it's unfair. Like, yeah, it is a little bit unfair that you ask this 13 or 14-year-old child to take this insane responsibility of fighting these alien type things. But at the same time, is there any other option? Like, if there's no other option and you are expected to do that, I think everyone, like an average masculine young male, will be able to take on that role. But yeah, that's just something that is not present in Neon Genesis Evangelion, and we see that in the modern day as well. And then the coping mechanism of Shinji Ikari is also something that is really common in the young males of today, and that is lust, video games, music, and basically indulging yourself in anything that takes away from you your real life's problem and your real life's responsibilities, and just takes you to this other world where you don't have to worry about anything. Everything is nice. And this is something that I think Neon Genesis depicted perfectly, even though it's made like 20 to 30 years ago. But this is like something that people of today are struggling with. Like, they can't get off watching adult videos, they can't get off doing all of these things in their own bedroom, and Shinji definitely represents that perfectly. And using all these things as a form of escapism is extremely harmful to the society as a whole, and also individually to the person, because this way you can never ever be strong-willed, or you can never ever be a strong person to actually go ahead and take on the real challenges of life, which is way less than what you are expected of at this age. For example, if a person is 14 to 15 years old, there isn't much expected of that guy. Like, if you're in an average household, if your family is not extremely poor or anything like that, the most you're expected of is to just get good grades, and you can easily get good grades if you just work like 1 hour to 2 hours a day. That's it. And if you can't even do that, then like seriously shame on you as a man. But that's the thing, like, people can't even cope with that much amount of responsibility, and they're thinking that their life is hard. And I know that social media and short form content and a lot of high dopamine also has to do with these things as well. But just imagine, like, you as of today, like, you have way less responsibility as a 15 or 16-year-old that when you used to do back like 2000 years ago, 3000 years ago. And again, that's just something that a lot of young males of today struggle with, is just accepting responsibility, accepting that, okay, life is hard, it's not gonna get easy, and if I just continue to use this escaping mechanism, it's gonna get even worse because I'll be used to not doing even that much. And yeah, this is just something that Shinji Ikari represents perfectly, and a lot of young males need to realize that yeah, life is not gonna get any easier than this. This is the easiest that life will be. And yeah, it's a little bit disappointing that okay, this is this all that life has to offer, but yeah, that's it. And it will be hard in the future as well, but you just have to get along with it. You don't really have to go into all of these escaping mechanisms, or even watch anime as an escaping mechanism just so that you can cope with your life harder. Like, you need to be a little bit more of a man and a little bit more courageous and face face things head on, basically be content with doing hard things, and you'll realize that if you're like a true man, if you're a true man, as soon as you get into doing hard things, you will start enjoying the process really quickly. Like, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but at the same time, you will feel purposeful. You will feel like you're a man, and you won't feel this depression kind of thing that we also see in Shinji Ikari. And lastly, I think the final climax that you see of Shinji's depression that eventually leads him to just give up entirely is in the Eva movie. If any of you seen it, it was like really nicely animated for its time, like that as a side note. But in that, there's the specific scene where Shinji just gives up and he just starts screaming really loudly, and the camera zooms out. And I think that moment, I think there is this factor, like, yeah, the anime does depict that too much is expected of a young boy. And even if you listen to the opening of Neon Genesis, it talks about like shonen, like young boy become a legend. Like, I know it's hard, but just go through with it. There's no any other option or anything like that. And there's I do see this criticism as well, is that like whenever Shinji tries to be vulnerable, he's asked to man up, or he's asked to, like, yeah, it's fine, but just like get on with it. And people see this as like a bad kind of, you can say, motivation, or a bad kind of thing that characters of Neon Genesis expect of Shinji. But I think that if there is generally no other option to do that, like if there is no other option and you just have to do what you are expected, in that case this is great advice. Because if you're clinging to this higher idea of like masculinity, and you're like, okay, I am born this way, so I have to uphold to this value, that is way better than if you're trying to rationalize like what you're expected of is something that like you're allowed to cry about it, you're allowed to bitch about it. But at the same time, it's not like people say this, that okay, whenever Shinji was trying to be vulnerable, people were just like, man up. Like, yeah, what else are they supposed to do? Like, there is literally no other option. There is literally no other guy who can pilot the Eva. What else do we want to say to the child? Like, yeah, just keep trying, don't worry, like the world can end, there is no problem. Like, of course that's not how it's gonna work, right? And I'm sure that every masculine man that you can imagine, who's like a great father, who is a great husband, who is a great leader, all of those things, he at some point heard this advice in his life, that be a man, and this was probably the best thing that happened to him. Because this advice is basically like, you're a man, your life is generally gonna be more difficult than the people around you, or it's just gonna be difficult. Like, nobody has promised you that life is all gonna be like rainbows and butterflies and all of those things. So you might as well just get used to this idea that okay, the trouble or the difficulty that I'm feeling right now, it's always gonna be this way, and it's fine. And since I'm a man, it's my responsibility to just face these things head on, and I'm gonna do that. And that way, I think even if you're just talking about from a like emotional point of view, like people are like, oh, when someone is being vulnerable, you have to be there for them, you have to tell them it's okay and everything like that. Like, yeah, that helps temporarily. But if you're going up and like, if a strong male role model is just getting up to that guy and saying like, yeah, I know it's hard, but since you're a man, you'll have to do that, life is gonna be that way, and that kind of thing is gonna just prepare him for the future, and it will overall be beneficial for his emotional health, his mental health as well. So I think this is just something that it's not bad advice to, like, if a young guy is thinking life is too hard and it's not actually too hard as well, like, yeah, just go and tell to him that you're a man, it's fine, everything is gonna be fine, you will be able to do that, and you have to do that as well. And just connect this idea that if you're a man, you are genetically, biologically bound to be able to enjoy hard things. That's essentially, like, a lot of people even describe testosterone as this way, that testosterone makes making progress easy, makes doing difficult things easy and enjoyable for you. So it's not bad advice at all to say to someone that, oh, you're a man, you just get on with it. It's like, a lot of times it's the exact words that the guy needs to hear to get his shit together. And yeah, that's basically my analysis of how Shinji Ikari represents the modern male. And let me know what you guys think about it. And if you guys are interested in more anime analysis, anime type of content, I post a lot on my Instagram. It is at amadius.anime. And if some of you is interested, make sure to check it out and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.